everyone, I'm Ms. Milkowski, the mathematician, and today we're going to talk about evaluating logarithms on the calculator. So I've received several messages from teachers and they have requested that I make some videos on evaluating logarithms on the calculator. And the reason for this is because we're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic and many school systems are either fully remote or hybrid, they are having to deliver some instruction over Zoom or Google Meet, right? And they're saying that it's difficult because when they're in the classroom and they present something like this, they can then walk around the room and make sure that all the students know how to do it, right? But when they are virtual, it's hard to gauge what the students know and don't know and who's confused and who's not. And on the flip side, students are telling me that they're afraid to raise their hand sometimes in class because when they had a question in class before, they could, raise their hand quietly and the teacher would come over and maybe answer it. And now they raise their hand and the teacher calls them out and the whole classroom can see them, right? And everybody's looking at them and I feel for them. I understand. So these teachers messaged me and said, you know what, if you could make a video on how to do this, I can present it once virtually, and then I could give the link to my students and say, hey, if you guys are still having trouble with this, here's a video that you can watch that will show you how to do it. So I'm going to make several of these videos. The first one's going to be log base 2 of 8. And so the other thing I want to tell you is I do have a video on how to do this without a calculator. So if you click right there, you can see how to do it without a calculator. All right, and one final thing before we get to it. Teachers, if there are other things that you would like me to show how to do on the graphing calculator, please definitely let me know in the comments and I will get right to it. All right, so let's jump in. Here is how you evaluate log base 2 of 8 on the calculator.
Okay, so now we are going to evaluate log base 2 of 8 on the calculator. So this is a TI-84 plus CE. So I just want to point out this one thing down here, key press history. So here you're going to see every single button I press. So it's a great thing to follow along with if you didn't catch something that I did. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to press the math button. So it's directly below the alpha button here. So press math button. And then we are going to scroll down until we find log base. So we are just going to press the down button. These are all the cool things our calculator can do. Okay. Boom, look at A right here, log base. This is perfect. So now we press enter and there we go. Now we can put in everything that we want. So remember it was log base 2 of 8. So the 2 is going to go here for the base. So we just type in 2 and then we scroll over and now the argument is 8. So we're going to type in 8 right in there. And then you don't have to scroll over, it'll still work, but I always scroll over to make it look nice. And then you just press enter. So log base 2 of 8 is 3. Awesome. Now, if you noticed when I pressed math before, we scrolled down to A. If you have it memorized and you know math A is how I can evaluate a logarithm, then you can absolutely do that. So you can type in again, just fast, math, and then alpha A, and it will automatically put it there. That's great. There's not enough room in my brain for me to have that memorized, so I always have to scroll down. But if you're able to have it memorized, that's great. And then here again is how you can see. So we do 2, and then we scroll over to 8. And then remember how I said you don't technically have to scroll over, it'll still work. But I like to scroll over to make it look nice. There you go. So log base 2 of 8 is 3.
So there you go. I hope you found that helpful. Hey everyone, I'm Ms. Milkowski, the mathematician, and I hope you found that last video helpful. If you have any questions or if there are any topics you'd like to see me cover in future videos, definitely let me know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm going to leave you with the most important piece of advice I can give you, which is when you're doing mathematics, always ask why.